The first lesson I'm going to give you today is why we are here. Because the important thing is that we have to discover why we are here first, then we can make decision about our life, what we will do, and what will we become. As usual, I ask you to pray. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Thank you for coming today. The topic today we will be discussing is why we are here. We have to find a reason to understand why we are here. Are you coming here by chance, or are you coming here because of your father and your mother's make love and then you are born in this world, or you are voluntary enter this world by choice? How? You exist in a different form, male, female. Even male, you have a different character, different form, different shape, different size, different intelligence. Even within of one family, two brothers have different intelligence, different size, different character. Why? Why we come here? Is it by our choice because you love this world, you want to come here to enjoy the life? The scientists say, one, we call the human body is constituted by three things. Physical, like the flesh, blood, and all sorts of things we can see, we can feel, okay? Bones, all sorts of things. We call physical body. The second part is mentality, something here, which cannot be measured. Brain can be measured, but the mentality cannot be measured. He has a mentality to stay at home because he loves women. That's a mentality. This man has a mentality on the piano. He loves music. And he just had something else. That's a mentality. And she may have a mentality to discriminate against the black women. That's a mentality. It cannot be measured because it's a feeling. The feeling is here. It dictates your feeling. And it cannot be measured. How big, how small. So physical body can be measured, but mentality cannot be measured. And the third part, which constitutes your whole body, is spirituality. If you do something, you feel it's bad not to do it. Or you want to do something because you feel it's good to do something. You want to give the money to the poor, to hungry children, and you feel happy. Spirituality. You go to the church, you go to the temple. You say, praise my Lord, I'm hungry. Or guide me the ways to become a good citizen. That's also something spirituality. So man, in general, I don't want to give you any discriminative gender. We just say man, irrespective of whether female or male. Man is a general terminology to express the form we have now. So man usually is constituted by three parts. Physical body, mentality, and spirituality. So where does it come from? Where do they come from? Physical body, we can see, it comes from mother and father, and all the things we eat every day, water. If you drink coffee, your your body become a little bit agitated because it gives you the pressure, the wrong, it's a fake pressure, fake motivation. If you drink alcohol, it gives you the fake impression that you are relaxing, but you are not. So it's all about the chemical, about something we eat, we bring into our body, we nurture our body. That's what we can see, we can feel, we can measure. But what about mentality? Mentality is also trained by the environment. The way you read the books, the way you go to school, the way you interact with the people. And you learn from them, you change your pattern of behavior. That's create a part of your mentality, not the whole thing, but a part of that. Okay? So, what about spirituality? Spirituality is teach you immediately what is wrong, what is right. Stealing is wrong. Committing adultery is wrong. Giving the money to help the poor is right. Be good to your friends is right. Be good to your daddy is right. The whole thing about the consciousness. So 3 things constitutes our body. But where does it come from? The science don't have the answer. They can only have the answer on the genetic body. They say, okay, physically like that, because you're born with genetic elements from your father and your mother. But then the question is, 2 brothers were born in the same family, same mother and sister, mother and father, but have 2 different characters. One's very cold, another one's very aggressive. So what makes the difference between the 2? So the scientists fail. Religions coming in to provide the answer. They say, okay, because it's something in existence in the past, The Bible says because before you come here, God gives you something, put you in the 2 different forms. So you come here with different form, different idea, with different entity. The Buddha said, no, you come here because you are different in the past. What makes you so different? It's a karma. Okay, in the Bible, in the sutra, the Buddhist sutra, the Buddha teaching, they said about karma. Karma is intentional act repeated over time. If you have the action, but that action carry out with intention, and it repeat over time, 3 conditions. 1, you must have the act. You must do something. Secondly, that act must be done with intention. With intention. Without intention, it's just accident, Like you're driving a car, you by chance kill some people. You don't have intention to kill them because you cause the accident. That's the difference. But you have an intention. First, you must have the act. Second, you must have intention. And the third one, you must have the repetition. Keep doing it. So it's called karma. Karma is something you develop by yourself. It's not from the heaven. It's not come from the heavens. It's not come from the earth. It's not come from your parents. It's not come from your girlfriend. It's not come from your neighbor. It's you yourself to develop it. It's called karma. Every day you eat rice and you like it, and it becomes a habit. And later that habit is generated to the extent it becomes a karma, because it repeats over time. So if you say something nice to your parent, and it's a good karma. Karma have 2 elements, 2 sides of the coin. One is bad, another one is good. So if you keep saying nice thing about your parent, think nice thing about them, and it's a good karma. And every time you talk to them, you talk in a very polite way, loving ways. So it's karma as well, because karma dictates the way you live, dictates the way you behave. So if you get aggressive with your girlfriend, every time she says something to you, you say, yeah, you do it, yeah, you do it. And that becomes karma. Where does the karma come from? Your habit. And then where it go? It go into your consciousness, in your brain, and it's stored over there. When it's stored over there, it's like computer. Every time you turn computer on, it come back. So you keep saying the nasty thing with your friend, your girlfriend, without realizing that you did it over time. And it's a bad karma. You know what? And it drives you to the next life. You behave the same. So what you are doing now is actually controlled by your karma in a past life. Maybe in a past life, you keep saying nasty thing to your friend. And this time, it repeats again. You get used to it. Likewise, the children, they steal something, and later on they rob, they kill people for money. It's just developed gradually. So karma is something you develop for yourself. You are born in this world because your karma. But when you are coming here, you create more karma because your action, your thinking, and you create more karma. And that karma will drive you to the next life. So it's like the circle again and again. So you are coming here with a different size, different shape, different entity. Even within the family, you have a different character, different intelligence. And that is a karma. Okay? Karma is a product of yourself. You create a karma, nobody else. If you keep saying nice things to people, and it's good karma. And you keep doing it because you cannot say some nasty thing to people. It's good karma. And if you keep saying a joke to your friend, it's a bad karma. And it drives you in your current life, present life. You keep saying jokes to your friend. And when you pass away, you go to the next life, you do the same. You do the same. You can look at the proof in the history. Some children, just about 4 and 5, they can play piano very well. How do they do it? They never learn a lesson from piano. Some young children, just about 4 and 5, can do mathematics. Even the professor in the university feel inferior. And they can do it. Why? Because they carry all their knowledge from the past life. That's called karma. Whatever you do now become karma to dictate your next life or next step of your life. You do something today, you train yourself to something today, and next year that product, invisible product, will drive you to behave in that way. If you say, I give you one analogy, you can see very quick. You keep saying you love her. You cannot live without her. And you train yourself to think in that way, and it goes into your consciousness. And every day you say, I cannot love, I cannot live without her, I cannot live without her. It's a karma. And sometimes you separate from her just about 5 minutes, you see, I feel very sad. Why that feeling created? Where it come from? Because you create the imaginative product. And it drives you to a next step in your life and next life. So if this time, this life, you realize that you have a responsibility to be yourself, to be a good people. You have to develop the good karma. Develop a good karma is to be yourself first. I am what I am. You know your limit, you know your strengths. You develop your quality. Say, okay, I need a good job, I need the a career. And that's a karma because it's intention to do something. And if you pursue in that intention, carry out the act with the good intention, you get the good consequence. It's like the fruit, the trees, you grow something, you get something, the cause and the consequence. So karma drives you to the next life. And you are born in that size, shape and form because of your karma. I'm not talking about the nature of the karma, whether it's bad or good. Bad, you can see it. Some people have no legs, no eyes, no ears, because in the past life they did terrible things. Okay, this life they bear the consequence. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking just about why you are here first. You are here because your karma dictates your existence. And when you are here, you create more karma. And that karma will drive you the next step in your life, the present life, and next life. Whatever you do here may drive you in the next 10 years. You want to be a doctor, and you keep saying, I must be a doctor, I must study hard. And then it drives you in the next 10 years. Whatever you do, you focus on study. It's a karma, because here, it pushes you to the limit, the best capacity to achieve it. And then that's why some people, they can achieve something because they have a good karma. You are born because of your karma, but it's you who create the karma, in return. Like chicken and eggs, chicken and eggs, you never know which one comes first. So the karma dictates yours, destiny. And you are here, you create more karma. So now if you create a bad karma, what will happen in the next 10 years, next life? See? You have the answer. You are intelligent. Okay? So the question is, why we are here? Because we came from a different world, different part of the world. Invisible life, past life. And all the karma created in the past dictate our present here. Can we change it? Yes, we can. Because we really control the karma. We create the karma now. See? Understand? Or you disagree?
Just wonder why some people don't believe in karma.
Listen, doesn't matter whether you believe or you don't believe. The karma still work. Like the cause and the consequence. That is universal law. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian or you're Muslim. Cause and consequence always the universal law. You grow the lemons, you put the lemon seed on the ground, you have the lemon tree, you have the lemon fruit. You put the lemon seed under the ground, you cannot have the durian or orange. You cannot. You must have lemon. Am I right? So whatever you do, if you do the bad thing, you have the bad consequence. That's cause and effect. It's a part of your karma. You do the good thing, you enjoy the good fruit, good consequence, good results. You do the bad thing, you suffer the consequence.
What about what happens when, bad things happen to good people?
Well, good people in this life, but you never know in past life, they did some terrible thing. And the cause, the bad cause or causes in the past generate the consequence in this life. But bearing in mind, I give you the analogy, the good and the bad, like you got the sauce and the water. Water like this. If you put the sauce like this, put in the water, you cannot drink because it's so salty. You die if you drink it. But if you have the same quantity of salt, but you have a pool of water, swimming pool, you put it in the swimming pool, can you drink? Yes, you can. So if you are doing the good thing in this life, but in past life you did some terrible thing, you compensate, the effort to compensate the consequence. So you still can suffer. You still suffer the consequence. So you just say, some people is very good, but they still suffer some consequence. Because it's a past life, they did some terrible thing. In our life, every day we do something good, something bad. We never be perfect. If we are perfect, we are God, we are Buddha. Okay? We always do something good and something bad. And as a Buddhist, we try to do the most good thing and reduce the temptation to do the bad thing. One of which is stealing, another one is telling a lie. Keep telling people a lie. Even a joke. Sometimes you say, well, I talk a joke. People know it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't hurt them. That's true, but it hurt yourself. You know why? Because it goes into your consciousness. You develop the habit. Keep telling a lie to the extent that sometimes, someday, you never realize that's very bad. And it hurt you. It hurt nobody except you. So that's why you see a trained Buddhist never tell a lie, never steal, never do the bad thing, even the small thing. Some people drop money on the street, we never see it, we just walk away. Because we know, even small thing, it generates, like the seed you put in the ground, you got the trees, you got the fruit. You put the lemon seed, just a little one, on the ground, and after 10 years or 5 years, it grow up trees, lemon trees. And on the lemon trees, every year you got about 1,000 lemon fruit. So from the small one, from a small cause, it gives you the big consequence. Sometimes you do some small thing. Well, I do just a little one. But the consequence too big. And you suffer the consequence. You blame somebody. You say, why? I didn't do anything terrible. But you did. So the only way to explain why good people suffer the bad consequence, because in the past they did some terrible thing. And when they cause some bad thing, they have to suffer the consequence in this life. Even though you see in this life they are good people, but they are good only in this life. But what about past life, you see? And this is always cause and consequence drive you back to this world. We call karma. You love her, I can tell you, you're mad at her, okay. If you cannot marry her this life, don't worry. Next life, you people will meet again. And you never know, you become a wife, she become a husband.
Backwards.
It's always that, Brother, sister, always, Sometimes it's revolving for many times. There's a story in the 2nd century. There's a famous story about the enlightened monk. One day he came to the wedding and he cried because he's enlightened. He has a divine eyes, he can see it. He cried. People asked him why. He said, the reason he cried is that the bride is actually the grandma. Because when she passed away, she loved the child. She said nobody cooked for him, nobody feed him. So that emotion, intention, drive her back to this life, and she become a bride to marry grandson. And that's why the enlightened monk with the divine eye, he can see it. And he cried, he said, people getting crazy. They're mad at each other. So if you love somebody, you know your limit. Stop somewhere, not to be mad. In love. But you cannot do it, you see. That's why you create a karma. You create karma and you suffer the consequence. Okay? That's your choice. Who created the karma? We. Can we stop the karma? Yes. But do we want to stop? No. See? That's why we keep, we are the creator for the karma, and we also a slave of the karma. Once we create, it dictates our life. Okay? Any question?
How to slowly go back to not wanting and creating just good karma. Slowly go back.
It's very good question. You have to train yourself, and one way to train yourself is actually two ways. One by the discipline, another one is by the meditation. This is discipline. One of discipline is I don't do the bad thing, I don't say the bad thing, I don't promise the bad thing, I don't promise something which I cannot fulfill. You have to promise yourself, and you have to be self-disciplined. When you say I don't say something which I cannot fulfill, and you have to discipline yourself. Somebody say, darling, I love you. You say, yes, I love you for the rest of your life. Are you sure? You're not sure. But you keep saying it. You know in your heart you're not sure, but you keep saying it. That means you betray yourself. You're telling a lie with yourself.
So be practical.
Be practical. You can say to your girlfriend, you say, yes, darling, I love you as long as you love me. That's fine. But if she doesn't love you and you keep saying, I still love you, even you marry another guy, forget it. She's just nasty. You're telling a lie. You know? And that develop the karma. That develop a karma because you keep telling a lie and you know it's a liar, but you still keep doing it. That's intention. The intention, the act, and the repetition of the act. Three things. Karma is the act with intention and repeated over time. So from now, you only tell what you believe is true and what you can do. Don't tell a lie. That's just one lesson, you know. Stealing. Sometimes, you know, some small money. You say, okay, I pick up some money. Or you go to a restaurant. You say, master, go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Have a meal with me. Have a dinner with me. But you pretend you don't carry the wallet.
Yeah,
and you say, master, I forgot my wallet.
Yeah.
And then master must put up the money to pay for the bill. You know it's bad thing. You know it's bad karma. But you do it with intention. You enjoy the other people suffering. The master must pay the bill, and that's bad karma. It hurts you because it's go into your consciousness, develop your character. You know, all the robbery, the terrorists, they are trained from the beginning. They are young, they steal $1, $2, you know, buying a cigarette, and later on they become a terrorist, a robbery. Nobody can become a robbery, a big robbery, skilled people without going through the process of learning. They learn to become a bad person. So the question is, you are what you want to be. You create yourself. And that's called the karma. So you know the answer. What do you want to be? See? What do you want to be is actually you, your determination, your way. Even the eating habit. If every day you eat a lot of fat, you get a cholesterol. And you say, Master, I enjoy eating fat. He says, okay, if you want to kill yourself. People don't realize the garbage in is garbage out. You eat all the nasty thing, like sugar, chemical, and then you blame, geez, I don't know why I get the stomachaches, I get the bad memory. The food you eat is actually constitute your body, your brain. So if you want to look after yourself, you have to look after the meal, you know, watching it. Certain things you can, certain things you cannot eat. And you have to be moderate, you know. Just not your friend call you, Daniel, go to dinner, you go to dinner, you eat a lot of junk food, you know, McDonald's and all sorts of things, and you enjoy singing, and later on you go home, you see, geez, my stomach. You understand?
Yeah.
The karma is the action with intention repeated over time. Am I right?
Yeah.
Probably you did it. Okay?
Yeah.
Any question?
Thầy nói about cái story con Buddha với con dog đó.
She enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that story.
The Buddha, usually he goes by arms, you know, with the bows and asking for food. One day he passed by the house. The dog in the house just chasing him. He said, come on dog, you nasty. You are born in this form because before you die, you didn't show your sons or your children about your property hidden under the ground. He put some gold under the ground and he suddenly passed away. He couldn't tell the children. So to protect his asset, he was reborn into the form of the dog to protect it. But the dog cannot tell the story. So they keep wandering around. One day they met the Buddha and the dog's barking. And the Buddha said, you nasty, you are born because you try to keep your asset and you don't know that. And now you keep barking. And the dog realized the dog could not eat for 3 days. The owners came to the Buddha and said, what did you tell my dog? And my dog could not eat for 3 days. It nearly died. She's nearly died. And the Buddha said, don't worry, I will tell you. The Buddha went to his home, talked to the dog, said, dog, you are the father of the owner. But because you keep hidden the jewelry and the gold under the ground, so now you are born into this world in the form of a dog to protect the asset. Now I'm telling you, you have to show your children where you hide the jewelry and all the gold and get away to a next life. And the dog go to the underground, you know, under the bed and show something. And the owner dig all the gold and get the gold. Dig the ground and get the gold. Hidden under the ground, under the bed. And after that 3 days, the dog died. Okay? They fulfill their mission. They keep thinking this gold's mine. I try to keep my gold. So they are born into this world because they want something, they want to protect something. Likewise, if you, in this life, you think something precious, something you need to protect, and you want with all your energy to protect it, you will be born in the next life in that form to protect your asset, no matter what it is. And in some cases in the US, I know some story. The man who died, he loved his wife, and he was born in the form of a dog to protect his wife. But of course, she's young. She get married, another one. So when a new man coming into the bedroom, The dog barking and trying to be aggressive, try to protect the wife, and just jealous with the man because the man go to bed with the women. You see, that's why. Because people are ignorance. They don't know. Nothing permanent. Okay, nothing permanent, and nothing belongs to you. Even your body, you just borrow it. When you're a little boy, how come you grow up? You borrow food, clothes, water. You eat something, and you grow up. But your body is not yours. You know, it's a whole thing. You take in as you grow. So if you realize that everything is impermanent, you don't develop the intention to keep something, to be slave to something, and you liberate yourself in that way. Okay. So now the lesson today we learn is why we are here. Okay. If you don't have any question, we'll close the session.
Okay.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya.